Hello YouTube, and welcome to this episode of Learn Everyday English, your roadway to English proficiency. Hey, if you haven't guessed by now, I'm not in the studio. I'm in my backyard on a kind of warm, I guess the first day of May here in 2022. It rained pretty hard last night, so it's a little bit damp, a little bit humid today, but at least it's not too hot. We haven't gotten into the dog days of summer, as we say in English, where it gets really, really hot, especially here in this part of the country, or we can say in this neck of the woods. It gets real hot and humid during the summertime, especially July, August, and September. The temperatures can get near 100 degrees with 90% humidity, so it's really sticky, really sticky. You sweat a lot. Whew. But today, if you haven't deduced, if you hadn't figured it out, I'm going to be talking about something behind me, which is my e-bike or electric bike. I got this, I think, around June or July of last year, and I really love it, and I have a name for it. It's called Freedom Flyer because it's given me the freedom to kind of get out, ride around. With my health condition, I couldn't really ride my regular bike, so I got this bike, and here there's a lot of small hills, so it's very difficult to ride anyway on a regular bike, but it was impossible for me to really ride around. So this has allowed me to be able to ride around. I can ride for an hour or two and no problem, because it assists you, or it helps you as you ride. And it's called Flyer because with an e-bike, you can ride a lot faster than a regular bike, putting out the normal amount of energy. And it's not unusual. I can ride between 20 and 25 miles an hour, as we say, just like that. And it kind of feels like you're flying up and down the hills, up and down the road. So I've named my e-bike Freedom Flyer. Hey, but before we jump into the meat of the video, that means the detailed part of the video, hey, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. What did I tell you? Tell your friends about it. Hey, they could probably benefit too, just like you. Alright, well, without further ado, I'm going to go over some things on my e-bike or electric bike. So let's go. I've added some accessories to my e-bike. Accessories are just additional things or items that I've purchased and put on the bike. We say accessories. But the most important thing for any bike or bicycle rider is this. And this is called the helmet, or maybe the safety helmet. And I got this in a color we call kind of safety yellow. It's a bright yellow color. Hopefully as I'm riding, people can see me, especially people in cars. And it's very important to wear your safety helmet when you're out biking wherever you are, so that if you do, say, God forbid that something like that should happen, at least your head hopefully will be protected if you get into an accident. But I'm going to take you now in more detail around the bike and show you what I added. Well, first I'm going to show you what actually came with the bike originally. And it came here, as you can see, with a front headlight, and this headlight actually comes on, so when I ride at night, which I haven't done yet, but I can have a light that can light up the roadway in front of me. As you can see, the bike also comes equipped with disc brakes on the front and disc brakes on the rear. And the rear wheel has a motor built into the wheel right here, and this is what helps the bike, powers the bike.
and makes it a lot easier to ride. Down here is what we call a kickstand. A kickstand, because I can actually, I'll try to show you, I can actually kick this with my foot and raise it up and then put it back down. So that's called a kickstand, a kickstand. It came with a rack right here, a rack. We call this that you can set something on top of. So it came with a rack. And I bought a bag that I can put on top of the rack. And I got a lot of stuff in the bag. I'll show you. It came with these things here. These are called fenders in the front. And there's also a fender in the front wheel. And this protects you when you're riding, as you're on a wet weather and on wet pavement. There's a tendency for the rain to come up and spray you, we say, or splash you in your face, on your body. So this prevents the water from coming up and splashing you. Also, this is the battery that it came with, and this powers the bike. There's a key slot and a key. I have to turn this here if I want to charge it, put the key in different positions. The bike came with a seat, but I've replaced the seat. So after I go over everything that came with the bike, I'll tell you everything I changed or everything I added. It comes with a nice, we call these grips, handlebar grips on the left side and the right side. They're real, we say, soft and comfortable, cushiony. These are the brake levers right here, the brake levers. I can pull these to make the bike stop. The bike came with a we call this a control panel. Also has a speedometer. I'll show you a little bit more about that. And parts of the bike. This part here, just the overall structure of the bike, is called the frame. The frame of the bike is usually made out of aluminum or steel. Down here, these are called the pedals of the bike. This is called the crankshaft of the bike, the crankshaft. Of course, we have a tire in the back. Each one of these individual things is called the spoke, And here, part of the wheel, I guess you can say the rear wheel, is the rim. This part of the tire is called the rim, and on top of the rim and around the rim is the tire. So the tire, the rim, and the spokes of the wheel. So that's the rear wheel. The front wheel, same thing. Tire, the rim, the spokes, and then running through, this is called the axle that runs through the wheel. And like I said, these are the disc brakes. On each side of the disc brakes, there are disc pads that press against the disc brake that helps you stop. This right here that you grab onto, you get you a better view. This right here that you grab onto, this bar that goes all the way across to the other side, that's called the handlebars. The handlebars. This part here is called the stem of the bike. Stem. And this is called here that the seat is on top of the seat post. The seat post. So that's kind of the basic components of a bike in English. But what did I change on the bike? Like I said, the bike did come with a seat, but usually the seats that come with a bike are not very comfortable. So I changed this out to a seat called a bikeroo seat. It has a lot of cushion, we say, a lot of padding. It's very soft and it's a lot bigger, so it's a lot more comfortable to ride. I changed out the seat post because for a seat post, as you can see here, which it has kind of a spring inside the seat post. So as I'm riding, if I hit a bump, the seat can go up and down a little bit and absorb the shock. We say absorb the shock, so it's a lot more comfortable. I said it came with the rack, but I bought a bag here to put some stuff in, and I'll show you that. I also bought this black piece here is called a water bottle cage, because this is a water bottle. I bought that, but I needed to buy the cage, which screws into 2 holes right here to hold the water bottle, so I did buy that. This is something I rigged up, we say in English. Let me show you a better view here. I rigged up. I bought this, and it's just a cup holder, but it was something I could use so I could put a speaker, a Bluetooth speaker right here, so I can listen to music as I'm riding my bike, and it's very convenient, very handy. I also purchased this, which is a cell phone holder, which I bolted to attached to the handlebars, so I can put my cell phone in here, and then I can, like I said, listen to music. I can use my phone if I need to call somebody while I'm not riding. I also put a bell on here, electric bell. Let me see if it can work. I can change the sound. And the bike did come with a bell, but a manual bell, so I can just pull this lever, and it makes a typical bell sound. And actually, I did buy this mirror, or more specifically, this rear view mirror, because it allows you to see in the rear, or allows to see behind you what's in your rear view. So I think those are the things that I've added to the bike. Oh, and I did change out the stem because the handlebars were too low. So I needed to raise the handlebars up, so I bought this stem to extend the handlebars up. So now let me show you what's in my backpack, my rack bag, as we can see. There's a place for a water bottle, which I don't really use. But I think it's really important to have a bag on the back of the bike, because the last thing that you want to do is to have a flat tire and not have anything to repair it with. Okay, this is a pretty cool bag because it has panniers on the side, and that's just things that can allow you to have a little more space. So this side drops out, as you can see. I have a little bag here with some tools in it. But as you can see here, the bag opens up and I can store things here. And it has the same thing on the other side. So if I'm taking a long bike ride, I can put some maybe food or other things in there. Here's a little bag. I think I have some. Let's see what we got in here. These are tire tools. If I get a flat, I can take the inner tube off the rim with that. Let's see what else we have in here. Oh, this is very important. I have a tube patch kit, which if I get a flat on the inner tube that's inside the tire, I can patch it with these patches and glue, or we call this rubber cement, as you can see. And that's basically the repair kit to repair a flat tire, or to, as we say, to patch the bicycle inner tube. I use this equipment here. So as I open up the top of the bag, see I have some bicycle gloves, which I wear on my hands to kind of just protect my hands. So here I have a tire gauge, and this measures the air pressure that's in the inner tube or the tire, so I can know how many pounds per square inch that I have in the tire. Here I have a set of hex wrenches, we call it, hex wrenches, or Allen wrenches. Right here. I have some other tools. These are some sockets.
So if I need to take the rear wheel off, I can do that and use this socket. And here I also have a bigger, I guess, a set of tools. So if I have a problem when I'm out riding, so I have some wrenches. I have some wrenches in here. This is called a wrench. I have an adjustable wrench because I can adjust the size of the opening. Adjustable wrench. I have a set of called pliers right here. And I have a ratchet right here. This is called a ratchet, and the socket that I use to take the rear wheel off fits on the end of here. So these are just basic, I say basic kind of set of tools that I can use if I need to make a repair out while I'm riding my bike so I don't get stuck. Okay, also in my bag on the back on the rack, I have a flashlight that I can carry. And very important, I have a pump, a small, we say hand pump. So if I do get a flat, I can change out the tire, patch the tire, and pump it up with this hand pump. But a lot of times what I like to do, instead of having to patch the tire, let's see what's on this other side. I carry an extra inner tube, and this is the inner tube. So instead of having to patch the existing tube, I can just, so maybe a lot faster, I can just replace the inner tube with this new tube. Then when I get back home, I can go ahead and try to patch the tube that has a hole in it. So I carry a spare inner tube with me as well. So that was a basic kind of a tour of the bike, around the bike, showing you what's on the bike, what came with the bike, and the different, remember the word I use, the different accessories that I've added to the bike. But now I'm going to show you, I guess maybe the most important thing that's on the bike, and this is called maybe the control panel. So it lets me kind of monitor what's going on with the bike, and I'll show you that right now. So let's go. Okay, here is the control panel, I guess you can say, of the bike. Hopefully you can get a somewhat good view of that. And I'm going to turn it on. There we go. And this lets me know a few things right here. Here, this is the charge on the battery. F stands for full, E stands for empty. So as you can see, the battery is fully charged. Over here is my total miles that I've ridden on the bike. It's 587 miles. I didn't ride much the past couple months because it's cold, but now I'm going to start riding it a lot more often. This right here says speed, and this is the speedometer. So this tells me how fast I'm going in miles per hour. The mode, and I'll go over that. And the wattage lets me know how much watts energy the battery is putting out. But this e-bike has something called pedal assist, and it has different levels of pedal assist: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So pedal assist, actually, as it says, it assists you or helps you as you pedal the bike. And so you don't have to work as hard or to pedal as hard. So if it's in pedal assist 1, the bike is helping you just a little bit. The pedal assist 2, it helps you a little bit more. Pedal assist 3, it helps you even more. Pedal assist 4 and then 5, with the bike is doing the majority of the work, so you don't have to hardly do anything at all. And I usually keep it in pedal assist 2 or pedal assist 3. And like I said, in pedal assist 3, I can go up and down the hills here 20-25 miles an hour very easily. So pedal assist 5 I don't really use, or 4. And the higher the pedal assist, it does drain the battery a lot faster. Oh, and also I forgot to mention one thing. On this bike, there is a throttle. So throttle is something that's on the end of the handlebar where I can kind of turn it, and it powers the bike kind of like on a motorcycle. So if I don't want to actually even pedal or move my feet, I can turn the throttle and the bike will move on its own, and my feet don't even have to move. I'll show you the throttle. The throttle is right here. So I just turn this backwards and the bike will go. If I keep it turned back, it's like it's in pedal assist 5, and I don't even have to pedal or move my feet. So that's one good thing about these e-bikes. I mean, they have made biking accessible to a lot of people that maybe aren't able to bike. Now they can still get out and get some exercise and move around. And like I said, that's really what helped me out a lot. And this bike is made by Rad Bikes. And I think Rad, they call them Rad Power Bikes. But Rad is a company that's on the west coast of the U.S. in Seattle, Washington. And I think they're the largest e-bike manufacturer and distributor in the United States. So they have some really very popular e-bikes. And this is the brand, or the logo. This is the logo of the company. It's called Rad Power Bikes. And this model e-bike is called a Rad City, as you can see right here, Rad City. And this is kind of what they call a touring bike, or a city touring bike. It's not really designed to go off-road like some of the other types of e-bikes with a lot bigger, thicker tires. So this is mainly made more for riding on roadways. And I like that because I ride it around in my neighborhood, or mainly on the roads. I don't take it off-road, as we say, or do any like mountain biking with it. The other thing about e-bikes is they're a lot heavier than a regular bike. I think this bike weighs around 60 pounds, so that's pretty heavy as compared to a regular bike, which may weigh around 30 pounds, which is like half the weight. So this is twice as heavy as a regular bike. So what I learned when I first started riding is you have to be very careful and you have to respect this bike because of the weight. It's not as easy to turn around corners. You have to use your weight shifting or distribution a little bit differently. So it takes a little getting used to riding this bike as compared to a regular bike. And I did fall once. I didn't get hurt. But you have to be very careful and respect these bikes, because too, another thing, you can go a lot faster. It's easy, like I said, to go 20-25 miles an hour without trying, and you definitely don't want to get into an accident or fall going that fast. I'm going to show you 2 other things that I have in my house that I have to use to kind of, say, maintain or help me take care of my bike. So the first thing is, every time you go out riding, what you need to do is to check the air pressure in the tires. And on the tire, it tells you what the air pressure should be. I think here I keep about 50 psi, we say, or 50 pounds per square inch. So in order to put air in the tires, or as we say in English, in order to pump up the tires, I need to use a pump. And like I said, I have a small hand pump here, but if I pump up the tires inside the house, I use what's called a floor pump, and I'm going to show that to you right now. So this is the floor pump that I use, and it makes pumping up the tires a lot easier, a lot faster, because all I have to do is just pull up on this handle and push it down, and I can pump up the tires a lot faster. So that's the floor pump. Then right here, this is called a bicycle work stand, So if I need to make some adjustments on my bike, or we say work on my bike, I can put it in this stand and work on the brakes, say work on the tires and that sort of thing. And here at the top, this is called like a clamp or a clamp mechanism. So I can clamp the frame of the bicycle in here, and it suspends the bike off the ground, makes it a lot easier to work on. So this is a bicycle, say, repair stand or a bicycle work stand. Well, hey, that's it for this episode of Learn Everyday English, the e-bike episode. Hope you learned something new about e-bikes or electric bikes, parts of the bike. And I think maybe later on today I'm going to take this out for a spin. That's just an expression, means I'm going to take it out for a ride. Or we say I'm going to take it around the block. That doesn't mean I'm just going to go around the block. I'm just going to go out for a little bit, for a little ride. It's a lot of fun, and probably ride for maybe 30-40 minutes. There's a lake down the street from my house I like to go and stop by. Maybe I'll take my camera with me and see if there's anything interesting and good to take some pictures of. So again, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, like, subscribe, and tell your friends about it. We'll be bringing you more episodes like this, and I try to put a video out once a week, every Monday. So I have had a video about the Airbnb in Galveston, so I hope you saw that and checked that out. I got another video about Galveston and my time there at the Feather Fest, and I think I'm gonna start working on a couple lessons on how to talk text, and I've been thinking about that, how I'm going to structure that. It should be pretty fun and entertaining, so keep your eye out for that. That means kind of keep on the lookout, be watching and waiting to see that episode come out. And again, like I said, I live up here in the woods. If you can't hear, there's a lot of birds chirping and animal noises, but it's very peaceful and it's very relaxing, and as you can see, so I really love it up here. So again, I'm not going to take any more of your time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Learn Everyday English. Hey, goodbye.